Now, ladies, let's get this party started.
My name is Santa Claus. Excuse me. Santa Claus.
Coming to town!
Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him.
Well, nothing. We're going to give them away free. Oh, that's fantastic. How do you turn your face so red so fast?
For free!
Where's your Christmas spirit? That's better.
So, if you believe in Father Christmas, children, like your Uncle Billy does...
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Yeah, did you get everything you wanted?
Almost.
Almost, huh? Well,
God save my little broken body. Missed.
Kids today, so desensitized by movies and television.
where's the Tylenol?
Welcome on back, people, to D&D Movie Time. So, today, we are going to be watching...
Santa Claus 2.
Yep. So, Cora, last time we recorded this, when we did Santa Claus 1, I asked you what your predictions for this movie were going to be. You thought that the sun was going to take over as Santa Claus. Is that still what you think, or do you have a different thought?
I'm still think that.
You still think it's going to be the sun takes over as Santa Claus?
Yeah.
What else do you think's going to happen?
I do have a second guess now.
Okay, what's your second guess?
I think that that's going to be, all grown up. And it's only grown up, but, at the proper age of Santa Claus.
You think he's going to be an old man?
Yeah, and then he's not going to do a job, but then this family doesn't believe in Santa accidentally enters. Then he gets caught and put into jail again, and the elves and stuff have to try and save him instead of trying to be caught.
So you think the sun's going to, become an evil Santa?
No?
Well, you said that you thought the sun was going to take over.
Yeah, but I have a second guess.
Well,
It wasn't the same guess. It wasn't a guess I was a part of the same guess. It was a separate guess.
oh, so you think that he's going to not believe in him and no one's going to believe in him and he's going to get caught and arrested again? You think it's going to be a rehash of number 1?
I'm trying to say that Santa might get into jail again, and the sun and the other elves have to try and save him without being caught.
Again?
But
I mean, you're literally describing the end of the last movie. You think it's good? All that's gonna happen over again? Yeah? No? What? I mean, that's literally what you're saying.
I'm trying to say that maybe the police have better security, so now they have to try and figure out another way. Oh my God! Why does no one understand me?
Well, because you're not saying that. So basically, you think that they're going to be ready for capturing Santa Claus.
No.
Are the police going to be like the bad guys trying to ruin Christmas?
Okay.
And put an end to this Santa Claus thing? Some guy just giving away free stuff? Alright. Well, either way, let's go see if Cora's right. Please be gentle in the comments below if you've already seen this movie. I have already seen this movie, so I don't want to spoil if she's right or wrong. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. You ready?
Ready. It's not wrong going off or is it just a movie?
I don't know.
Bye.
Somewhere in the Arctic.
Hold it! Get some on the sonar!
Dwells a legend.
I'm getting strong readings from the cap rock, sir!
Waiting for the day.
What is it? You better watch out! You better not cry!
He'll come to town. He's the greatest Santa the world has ever known.
Love what you guys do, thinking outside the box.
Thanks, Santa. You're the man.
That's why they gave me the big belly.
He's made his list and checked it twice, but he forgot to read
The single most important detail in the history of Christmas.
the fine print.
I've got to get married?
Yes, it's the Mrs. Claus. Walt Disney Pictures presents Tim Allen.
I don't think there's a woman out there that doesn't want a piece of this.
The Santa Claus 2.
Alright, so we just finished the Santa Claus 2. So, Cora, my first question is, did this movie go any way that you thought it would?
Like, I didn't expect you to actually kind of give me a clue that there was going to be evil Santa.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't. I saw you just like going to guess.
I've seen this. I told you
I
I've
just
seen
saw
it.
you going to try and guess my guess for the movie because I saw you're doing that. I just saw you actually giving me a clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you like this one?
It was like just a little bit better, just
A little bit better?
yeah, but the only problem I have with this movie is that yes, it does kill Mary, have to be Mary, and 2, one elf, no offense, but that one elf is seriously so dumb. Why make a toy of Santa? Then just one of the elves job. And North Pole, where the other Santa has to try to get married before the time runs out. That's so he can get Mr. Claus. And the Santa job can't just keep going. Why not just do that? Why not just one of the elves replacing Santa in the North Pole, then making a toy?
Yeah.
Making a toy Santa makes no sense.
Well, that's what we're going to get into right now. So there are a couple different plots, that's storylines going on in this movie. The first is that Santa Claus has to get married before Christmas Eve. Otherwise, he won't be Santa anymore. That's the first problem. And
Number two of the
so
problem.
to fix that problem so that Santa can still be getting things ready, Santa's got to be in two places at the same time. So Curtis thinks of an idea that they use like this giant copy machine basically to copy Santa and make a toy version of him so that Santa can stay in the North Pole and keep working to get Christmas ready while the real Santa goes to check on Charlie, because that's our third plot. But to check on Charlie and try to find a wife before Christmas Eve, so he can continue being Santa. Meanwhile, we find out that Charlie is being kind of misbehaving.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
But, I mean, he's only kind of, because of the fact he's just not happy, like, with the way things are being run by the principal and how, like, there's no school spirit in the school. So everything is like, you know, oh, she's such a mean person because she doesn't let us decorate the school and stuff like that. And to the point, like, okay, I understand what the principal's point was, is that, you know, hey, they got limited funds. You could run a donation for Christmas decorations around the school.
Yeah, my school has Christmas decorations.
The kids can make Christmas decorations for the school in art classes and stuff.
Yeah, I went to a school with no Christmas decorations, no holiday Christmas, no holiday decorations. I'll just be sad, like, what happened to all the chill of holidays?
Well, if the leftist people that are so super crazy out there had their way, they would get rid of every holiday.
What?
Yeah, all those weird woke people, they'd like to probably do nothing more than get rid of every single holiday. Those are the people that try to get rid of Thanksgiving.
Even Christmas?
Yeah, they would probably get rid of Christmas if they could.
No, that's not happening. We want Santa to be alive.
Well, then you got another side. You got the Christians who want Santa out of Christmas, and because they want to say it's all about Jesus, even though technically
it's not.
Jesus wasn't born until, like, I believe the springtime.
Yeah, in spring it's not even that close to Christmas.
Yeah.
It's not even that close. It's seriously this far away.
And the actual season of Christmas, the actual idea of Christmas was an old festival called Saturnalia, I believe. But anyways, moving on. That's another topic for another time. Another video. So you got Scott, or Santa Claus, who shows up, and it appears he's already met the principal, so, I mean, they got a little bit of a rapport, and the actress who played the principal is very good looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not usually one for blondes, but she is really good looking. And if you're a fan of Lost, you'll know her from Lost. So if you ever hear me talk about a show called Lost, you might want to watch that because she's actually in that. She was also in Once Upon a Time.
Dad.
She was the evil queen, or the evil ice queen in Once Upon a Time.
Wait, what?
She was she was the aunt, I think, to Elsa and Anna during the Frozen season of Once Upon a Time. I think she was like their mother's sister.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And there was, aside from that, there was also a Easter egg line in the movie. A quote from another movie that had Tim Allen. What was that quote, Cora?
There's a bald man in the party.
No. When they're fighting in the sled, you are a sad. It's from Toy Story. What was the line? We just had to talk about it. You are a sad, strange little man.
You're a sad, strange little man.
And you know what's actually really funny about that line? Is it was the toy Santa who said it to the real Santa. Just like how he said it to Woody after Woody freaked out on him. You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell. And he does a little Vulcan thing. So, anyways, so yeah, basically, by the end of it, she breaks up kind of with Scott, even though they only go on one date. They only spend kind of one night together beforehand. And then his son comes in, and that son, by the way, Cora, that was the same kid from the first movie.
Yeah.
He's just like 5 or 6 years older in this movie.
Actually, I think he's a teenager.
Yeah, well, he was like 8 or 9 in the first movie. Now in this, he's like 15, 16.
That kid in the last movie season looked in like 5.
I would say he's probably a little older than 5.
Okay.
But anyways, so that they go back to the North Pole, and then we get our last plot line where Santa has to take back the North Pole and save Christmas from the toy Santa who has gone completely nuts and off the rails and wants to give every kid in the world coal. So,
Yeah, imagine that happening.
yeah.
No one believe in Santa.
Well, I'm sure they'd believe, but every kid would be treated bad, like, so.
Yeah, but who want to believe in Santa? It seriously gives them coal when they seriously did a good scene. Even though coal is for bad kids.
Well, he was saying that if you make them one mistake, see, that's what the difference of opinion was. That Santa was like, no, these kids messed up, they get coal. They knew it was coming. They knew if they were bad at all, they would get coal in their stocking. They messed up, so they're getting coal. Whereas the other Santa was kind of like running with the theory that, yeah, they've done some bad, but they've been more good. So they're going to get a toy.
Yeah, the only thing about Christmas is you have to be more good than bad.
Yeah.
As
And you've had a lot of trouble with that lately, haven't you? I mean, you've been getting better. Don't get me wrong. But your first 2 months in school were very rough.
Can I continue what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And as long as you be more good and not bad, like, don't even get halfway. Be more good than bad.
Yep.
Be more good than bad.
Yep. So anyways, alright, well, that breaks down our review of, basically what happened in the movie, things we noticed.
We still haven't even done our score yet.
I didn't say we were done yet, did I? We'll be right back after this quick break.
Bye.
For thousands of years, the world has been protected by the Guardian of Light, or as he is more commonly known, Santa Claus. Over the centuries, factors such as fear and prejudice, greed and jealousy, misunderstandings, betrayal and war have segregated most humans from the magical world of elves, fairies, wizards, and the like. This has resulted in many misconceptions and generalizations of the true nature of Santa and his world.
This 6-book series by Sean Connaughton begins as the current of a long series of guardians is murdered by a group of monstrous enemies recently escaped from an enchanted South Pole prison. These creatures are loyal to the darkness, an evil force determined to exterminate the light in order to enslave all creatures of the world.
Shane Connor, an average young man, suddenly finds himself being trained as the new guardian. As he adapts to his new life among fantastic creatures, he goes on an adventurous quest with a legendary wizard for the ultimate weapon to use against the darkness, and faces murderous enemies like Rasputin, Morgana Le Fay, Krampus, and many more.
Along with his best friend Joe Gomez, Shane encounters politics, history, mysterious murders, new loves, his own hidden past, and racial dynamics among the fantasy races that turn out to be all too real. Their adventures reveal the true nature of the world and challenge the current state of how all races interact.
This series expertly melds myths, legends, history, faiths, folklore, and secret societies into a fascinating, cohesive, comprehensive world of wonder and magic.
From Atlantis to Olympus, from Hades to the moon, and from broomstick races to Christmas deadlines, join the new Santa Claus on his amazing journey. But beware! Will Shane's quest achieve his ultimate goal of destroying the darkness and preserving the light of the world? Or is he actually playing right into a plot by dark forces that will result in his, and our, ultimate doom?
So make your list and check it twice for the Guardian of Light book series. Download your audiobook or ebook today from Audible, Amazon, or iTunes.
All right. So, Cora, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the Santa Claus 2?
5 out of 10.
Wait, what? You gave the last one a 10 out of 10. You said this one was a little better, and you're giving this one a 5?
I know it makes no sense. I make no sense. This movie makes no sense.
What do you mean it made no sense? It made perfect sense. Santa Claus has to get married. They make a fake Santa Claus. The fake Santa Claus takes over, and then they gotta save the North Pole on Christmas. How did it make no sense? It made perfect sense.
I make no sense. You make no
Okay,
sense.
seriously, what are you going to score this movie?
6 out of 10?
Alright.
What makes no sense? That movie makes no sense. I make no sense.
Why are you giving it
I make no sense.
Why are you giving it a 6 out of 10? Why is it getting a lower score if you thought it was better?
I said change your word, you babe.
What?
I said change your word.
I can't hear you.
I said just a bit.
Yeah, but a little bit, it should still be a 10 out of 10, not lower. So why are you giving it a lower score?
It's just this movie has more of a bigger problem.
What problem? You got to explain to the audience, because I'd love to hear this.
Like, I know that Santa has to get a wife / Mrs. Claus, but why does it have to be school principal? Getting those are gold who doesn't even have a job, but who believe in Santa. Not someone who not someone who already has a job like a school principal. Makes no sense. And also,
It's a matter of clicking with her. He was attracted to her. He clicked with her.
and
He fell in love with her. He didn't want the crazy singing lady. Is that what you're mad about? Are you mad that he didn't pick the crazy singing lady?
also, I'm still kind of wondering why would you even make it Toy Santa?
Oh my god. We already covered this. Because they needed Santa to keep working on getting Christmas ready. He couldn't be in two places at the same time unless they made a copy. They said that in the movie. Exactly that. What I just told you. Curtis said, we can make a copy of you so you can be here and there and both things can get done. Curtis just didn't expect that his copy was going to turn to the dark side and decide to give every kid coal. Because that Santa was taking the rules too seriously. It's kind of the lesson is that, yes, you should follow the rules, but you don't have to follow the rules
All the time.
to the letter. You can learn that there is times to be lenient. And a lot of people are forgetting that. They're forgetting that, yes, there are rules, and rules should be followed. But at the same time, there's times where you can be lenient and laid back a little bit more than the rules state you should be. So...
Yeah, like, sometimes you don't have to follow the rules. Sometimes.
Alright, well anyways, what?
Go on.
Alright, well moving on to my score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I actually, like I hinted at previously in the last video, I do actually like this one a bit more. I still do have a few problems with it, but I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. It really did up the comedy. I wish fighting a woman was that easy. Especially a beautiful woman like that. I mean, you asked why the principal. Why not the principal? She was gorgeous. And she was perfect. And it works. They look like a good couple. Could you imagine if he had ended up with the crazy singing lady? I mean, I'm sorry. She had a freaking shirt that had his face on it. Now you can say that maybe that's the face that they print for every Santa Claus thing now in that universe, but that was his face on her shirt. What?
You seriously said the F word! Who knows if kids are watching this?
What F word?
You seriously said it, and now you don't even remember saying it? I'm being seriously crazy!
Freaking?
Yes.
Freaking's not a bad word. The way you say it, it doesn't sound like you're saying freaking.
I Let's just continue on.
Okay. Anyways, trust me, if I did say it, I'll probably cut it out. But anyways, I mean, if I said anything worse, I'm pretty sure I don't say worse. I try not to say bad words in front of you. Anyways, but no, I really do like this one more, and I'm really glad he did not go with the crazy lady. I'm sorry, she was not so. I mean, even me, as an author who also writes a Christmas saga, and that's basically what my books have turned into, is a saga of Christmas. You know, the main character in my books is Santa Claus. He mostly works out of the North Pole, and it's not just focused on Christmas. It's so much of the time. So, and it does involve the elves. I do a lot of stuff with elves in my books. So, and I'm not even that crazy about, like, I don't wear Christmas sweaters all year round and stuff like she was saying that she does. I'm not that psycho about Christmas.
I am.
No, you're not. Sometimes you try to be. You try to wear Christmas sweaters in July. But anyways, I do like this one more. Probably the biggest negative for me is some of the writing was a little bad. I didn't really care for... I think they made some major changes to the reindeer, which made them very cartoony. That was probably the only thing that really held it back from being a 10. And I get the cuteness level. I understand it. But even when I saw this as a young teen or young adult, there was several of the elves who were just far too young to be in this movie. I mean, maybe that one scene when that little girl hands him a cookie. Okay, fine. You want to throw your 3-year-old in as an elf giving Santa a cookie? Great. But later on, they have those same little kids, a couple of them, kicking the soldiers, and one of them has a shoe that flies off. Like, okay, now this is just looking ridiculous. Several of these kids, you know, I get it. The elves are supposed to look like children. But they could have made it more believable. I guess that was my biggest hang-up. And again, this is probably what has inspired my book. Why I take Santa Claus in such a serious tone, in such a serious light.
Yeah, like, in your book, Shane has become Santa Claus. In the last
Well, he doesn't have to become Santa Claus. He becomes Santa Claus. And he fully goes and embraces it, but he has to learn how to use magic and stuff. So.
And in the last movie, the main character has to be Santa Claus.
Yep. Alright, so last thing I want to do before we finish this off, because we're almost out of time. Cora, we got one more movie to get through. Time to predict. What do you think's going to happen in the next one?
I think I have no idea.
Don't even want to guess?
I have no idea.
Alright. Do you think Scott's going to still be Santa Claus?
Yep.
You think we're going to get a villain?
Yep.
Who do you think a villain will be?
Well, since the toy Santa, we get it out, I think the next bad guy's going to be someone who doesn't believe in Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Feels a little cold in here. Wonder why. Alright, well, we'll see you all in the next one. I'm going to go turn up the heat, find out why it's so cold in here, and we'll see you all in the next review.
Bye.